What have been some of your favorite projects over the years?
Oh man, two. Really?
Do you remember them all? Because sometimes I feel like I forget.
I think I do. I mean,
or it takes me a minute. Like I have to start counting. Like I start now, and then I have to go backwards or start from the beginning and go. But if I start in the middle, then I start feeling like I can't remember anything.
Because there have been, there are those moments that you have where you jam with a couple of guys and you think, dude, this is going to be cool. And for one reason or the other, it just doesn't work out. And we've all had those kind of deals where you just get 3 or 4 guys together and you go, we've never played together, but this seems like it would work. And for a moment, man, it fucking works. And you're just like, this could be cool. And
it's like a new relationship. It's that, where I got to text her, I got to call her, I got to, that newness. It's the same thing with the musicians. When you get together and all of a sudden it's like, no matter what you're doing, even if it sucks, you're like, this is badass.
No, that's true. Whether
play that D chord again.
Whether it sucked or it was awesome, like 2 days later to be like, I don't want to see you anymore. I just don't think it's working out, man.
I don't understand. Things were going so great. What happened? Something must have happened.
It's not you. It's me.
You're giving me the it's not you, it's me routine? I invented it's not you, it's me. Nobody tells me it's them, not me. If it's anybody, it's me.
All right. George, it's you.
You're damn right it's me.
Look, I was just trying to,
I know what you were trying to do. Nobody does it better than me.
Well, I'm sure you do it very well.
Yes, well, unfortunately, you'll never get the chance to find out.
I got to get up early in the morning.
Fuck, dude? It's been...
I gotta run errands.
Like, I spent a lot of fucking energy on this. But we all went through it. We all have those stories like that. You're exactly right.
I think that probably the first project, we'll call them, because back in our day, everybody called them, I'm working on a project. Nothing ever finished, but a project. It's the project's going to take me a long time to get it done, but it's, it's a project, so don't judge it. If you don't like it, you can't really say it's a project.
It's not done yet. It's not finished yet.
Yeah.
Hold on, man.
Yeah, you hadn't heard the whole thing, man. Shut up. The judgmental asshole. It was probably we used to have a buddy around Tyler. His name was Mark Garden, just a killer dude, and he played in a band that was called Illusion, and they had like a song in East Texas on the radio, and they were doing good, man. And then that band broke up because when you're 18 and you got a song on the fucking radio, man, you are some god dang respect.
I don't even think I'm coming back. I don't. Yeah, well, that's because I'm not. Look, I'm serious. If I leave now, I'm not coming back.
Did you just say that? Shut up, Bradley.
Last time.
Look, I talked to the guys, and if you still want to manage us, it's okay with us.
Rob, I'm a businesswoman. And rule number 1 in this business is you go where the talent is. All the fucking talent that was in this band has just left the room.
No,
I need some fucking respect around this bitch. I'm the one that writes these fucking songs.
Demand that shit.
You have not made a dime off the songs you have written, but they're playing your shit and using it, and you should be so thankful that they actually
recognize
give a crap, to actually want to play your shit on a local radio station. And it doesn't matter if you got like
where was the band Illusion as in the sort of that Hobbit time?
They were right. Hobbit, obviously, they were our real first. They weren't our first, but they were the first ones that actually were guys that were striving for the bigger picture, had record companies checking them out and putting out money on them and investing on them and everything like that. So Hobbit was really they kind of started that whole thing off, and probably 1985, Illusion kind of came in. So Hobbit had been around. They'd been having heydays. We used to do they used to play out at the East Texas Fair, and it was so cool because we had that little place over by the Mayfair building that just had the little bleachers over there. And it was like everybody's, if you were a young kid, you were like, dude, I gotta play that stage. Man, I gotta play
Everybody's
that stage.
dream.
Yeah, because on
East Texas.
Friday and Saturday night, if you
They were
played on that,
packed out.
yeah, it was crazy. And there might have been, I don't know, 300,000 people in our minds. I mean, that 200 or 300 people were like 300,000. And the way that it was set up, you had your own like real deal, like rock set kind of thing. And so anyway, this was Illusion was one of those bands, and Hobbit was one of those bands that played the fair, and there were a ton of people, big light show and everything like that. And they were a lot like Styx. A whole lot like Styx. They kind of had the Styx Kansas thing going on. The musicians were absolutely kick-ass guys. An MI guy that graduated with Tom Schultz from Boston was their guitar player. Bass player that came around early and played in a bunch of stuff. These were guys that were trying to be rock stars.
Yeah.
And so Brazil Illusion kind of came out of that school. They came in at the end, and they were real good and had a diverse group of guys playing. Had a girl singer named Karen Crawford that absolutely at that time killed it. Yeah. I mean, she was the voice on that. And they had another guy named Woodrow Yarborough that was a big dude that was I mean, a really good singer. But Karen had the song that was kind of the hit. And when you're 18 and kind of have a local hit, all of a sudden, you were like the stuff.
You're like the star.
Yeah, absolutely. And so everybody got like huge egos and everything, and ended up splitting up. Well, Tony Brazil, the guitar player, like comes to me because I was out in White House pretty much singing for Brett and Troy's band Wizard. Yeah, at the time, because I didn't have my own band, I was playing drums and stuff like that, and then I got I got a call from Tony, and Tony was like, dude, we're gonna start a band.
What's funny about Tony Brazil too is he's actually he's a web developer. Well, actually, I don't know what all he does. He may play some projects as well. Yes,
he plays with Joey C. Jones now here in town.
Matthew J.C. Oh, he might play with Joey C. Jones, but I'm saying he does the development stuff for Matthew J.C.'s Red Lux Productions company. And stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Here we are. There's a reason why we've gotten this far.
As a quick update, R.I.P. Joey C. Jones. Unfortunately, he has passed since the recording of this episode. Fortunately, we'll always have his groove to look back on. On a positive note, our good friend Antonio Brazil has now joined the great band Marquis of Vaudeville, and we wish him the best of luck.
I saw a video with him on there the other day. I was like, "What the fuck?"
That's really cool.
Yeah. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, he got asked to play Joey C. Jones, and so he's doing that as well. He does a lot of stuff, but that was kind of the first project that was where it wasn't a project, it was a band. We ended up with just really, really good players at the time, and pretty much, the falling out between the factions in the band, the Tony ended up kind of smelling a little bit like roses, because I already had a band hall, I had drums, I had PA, I had everything. So all he had to do was just go, dude, do you want to be the drummer? And we're just going to not do Illusion. We're just going to do our own thing. And I'll take what songs I wrote, and we'll do our whole other thing. And so we ended up with him, and we ended up with Kendall that played with Illusion at the time. And then,
which, by the way, as we go through here, I'm going to tell you these stories just quickly. It's a story for another day. But Kendall, and I didn't even fucking know this at the time, but when I graduated high school and my back got fucked up and I couldn't play sports anymore, and I was like, well, I guess I gotta fucking be a musician now. I gotta learn how to play real quick, because I haven't been doing it like these guys have been anyway. And Kendall and some other dude put out an ad for a singer. And I went to it. And
my
I was,
God, I remember that.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, and I was singing with them for maybe 3 months or some shit. We practiced 7 times or something, but because I couldn't fucking sing. They were like, sing Offspring. I was like, I can sing it one time and I'm not going to be able to do anything else the rest of the night. But I didn't realize that was him until 10 years later.
That's crazy. That's wild.
It's weird. Anyway, go ahead.
That was wild. But so we ended up, and Timo Elliston, who was a killer keyboard, just a great piano player. He's been
and composing.
Speaking of our inner circle.
Oh, there's an inner circle. Oh, yeah.
As a child, I remember being inspired by the sweet sounds of Timo Elliston as the keyboard player for Kirk Harper's band Brazil. Fast forward to today, and he's become a successful composer, and I'm still being inspired by his outstanding work on scores like Year Million or the Netflix series Abstract, The Art of Design. And on that topic of design and inspiration, I've always been fascinated with the process of influence and how it molds us into our own idea of self. And just like how the music you surround yourself with can literally shape you from within, it's the same process from the spaces you reside in. As the philosopher Jason Silva said, "What you behold, you become." And I've been fortunate in my career to be responsible for hiring some of the top designers in the nation to work on global brands like Chick-fil-A, Food Network, Showtime, and more. And I've witnessed firsthand what we design indeed designs us back.
Oh my gosh, he's wildly successful. He's just doing what he loves to do, what he's good at. But his virtuosity as a player was phenomenal. We did a show. My buddy Alan came to Dallas, and we were like, "Dude, book us some gigs while you're up there." And he's like, "You really want me to?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he comes back, and he's like, "Dude," he goes, "You guys are," he goes, "I got you booked for a week in Arlington." And I was like, "Really?
Like, Arlington? That's awesome."
Yeah, dude, I always wanted to go to Arlington. I was looking so forward to that shit. And so we were like, cool. We're like, cool, you know. And we got a gig. We start on Monday night. We play Monday through fucking Saturday. We're booked at the same fucking club. Go set up. You got a residency for a week. You know, that's actually kind of cool.
No shit.
Have no idea what we ended up getting paid for the entire time, but what came about in the end was really kind of one of those cool things. Is we go in there, and first night we're there, we go in on a Monday night and we're playing like our Brazil songs, and then we're doing like, you know, Rebel Yell, and we're doing Shot Through the Heart, and we're doing, you know, Dance the Night Away and stuff like that. We were at a club called Metalworks, so you're kind of like
Arlington is still kind of that.
It is, and so kind of we're like
even Core Factor played out there, and they were like, play heavier stuff. You know, I'm like, I'm trying to
really. Dude, this is heavy. No, it's not. It's not heavy at all. It's like, that is not anything close to Stormtroopers of Death. You know, those were the guys, you know. And so we get in there on a Monday night and we do our thing. We're playing, and I'm like, oh no, this is not good. This is not going to. And Bill Wren was singing for us at the time.
Yep.
We get to the hotel room after the show.
So Chris, by the way, I don't know if she knows this. So Bill, he's the one that sang in Livewire for the project with John and Jesse and Brett and that project. So.
Take my fist to break down walls. I'm on top tonight. Oh no, you better turn me loose. Better set me free, 'cause I'm hot, young, running free. Little bit better than I used to be, 'cause I'm alive.
Anyway, go ahead.
So Bill Wren was singing for us at the time, and we go back to the hotel room and stay that night. And all of us are there, and I'm like, dude, we got to do something, like right fucking now. I'm like, I do not want to go out. There was like literally 5 dudes in the whole place, and everybody's just like leaning up against a fucking wall, just looking. Like, you stupid motherfuckers. Y'all are the worst, man. You suck, man. And they just sit there and just look. And we're like, what? No, they were too heavy. They were just like looking at us like, I don't even know what you guys are doing here. You guys are wasting our time. So we go back to the hotel and I'm like, dude, we got to do something. We got to do something quick.
So this is after the first night?
Yeah, this after the first night.
Shit, we got 4 more nights.
Like, we got to learn all new songs by tomorrow. All new songs. I'm not doing that shit again. And son of a bitch, we did. We were like, I was like, look, and Bill, you know, Bill was like,
hello?
We got to do some Queensryche, man. That's my thing. I do Queensryche. You know, that's my deal. And so we're like, okay, you know, we go through there, and I go, dude, we got to learn a fucking Pantera song. We're in fucking Dallas, dude. You got to play a Pantera song. So we were like, which one did we do? We did Come On Eyes. So we learned Come On Eyes. And the thing was, is Timo learned Dime solo on the keyboard and played it on the Juno 60 running through a Marshall 412. And so it really actually, you know,
it sounded
cool.
Killer. Yeah.
And so
I fucking love that song.
We're sitting there and we go in the second night. You know, the first night there's 5 people, and I guess those 5 people go, "You got to come up and see this band. They suck so fucking bad. You guys have to come up and see them. You have to see the amount of suck that these guys are putting down for you."
Like a carnival show.
Yes. And so the second night we come back for Tuesday and we're like, "Okay, dude, we got some Scorpions. We got some Queensryche. We threw in an Anthrax song. Let's do our heavier songs and just play them a little chunkier. Timo, you throw down on some, throw out and do some shredding on the keyboard and all that kind of stuff." And we just pieced it together and put it together. We came out and opened up that night with fucking Take Hold of the Flame, dude, and you saw motherfuckers' jaws just hit the fucking floor. Seriously, we were, because the players it was weird because the capability of the players in the band was way the fuck up there, but the stuff that we were doing was not requiring all of everything you had to muster for a motherfucker.
Right.
It just was, you just didn't have that. So we come out and, you fucking, that song kicks in and you just gotta fucking bump, You gotta be like, fuck yeah, dude, this shit rocks. We come out and Bill has never sounded so good. I mean, like
he was in his element.
He was in his element.
Our earlier conversation about
absolutely, 100% in his element. He was true to himself. Of what he did, that was his deal, and he was fantastic at it. To be honest with you, he was as good as it got. When it came to doing Queensryche,
one of the few around that could
actually do it. Yes, absolutely, and it was authentic. That's what he did. We came out and ripped fucking ass that night, dude, and everybody, Timo kicked in and played a bunch of the shred stuff on the solos. Tony played all kind of the bluesy, feely kind of touchy-feely shit, and it worked out really well. That next night, that 5 had turned into 30, and that 30. By Wednesday turned into 100, and the 100 on Thursday night turned into 200, and then by Friday and Saturday night, that fucking club was packed.
That's awesome.
So the crazy thing is we're sitting there on Friday night, and the Friday night bartender happens to come in there, and it happens to be this chick with purple fucking hair, and we're sitting there, and I'm like, we come out and we're doing our thing. Gizmo's recording. He's doing a tape recording from the board, doing a board mix every night, so we can go back and listen to that shit and see where we fucked up and where we needed to improve, and what sounded good and what didn't. We needed to be able to adjust on the fly. And man, we're sitting there and we go into, man, it's this club's got, by Friday night, there's like 400 people. You can't get any more people in this club.
Right.
You're over the fire fucking marshal's limits. So everybody's in there and everybody's getting down. There's some kids in a band called Cat Daiquiri that were opening for Pantera everywhere. And those guys were in the front row moshing and stuff, treating us like we were fucking rock gods. And we were like, you guys are getting gigs. And we're like, and those guys are like, oh my God. They were so cool. They were so nice. And they brought all of their people out to see us. Very gracious dudes. They jammed out to us and made us feel like we were the kings. Well, we look up, right? And we kind of started to come on eyes. And all of a sudden, this bartender chick, of course, I'm behind the drums, so I can see everything in the room. This bartender chick stops and looks up and just like makes eye contact. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden we start kicking into that song. She climbs up on the fucking bar with the old fucking rotary dial fucking phone, holding it in her left arm up at the band.
Yeah.
I shit you not, it was not 5 minutes later, Dimebag, Vinnie Paul, and Rex walk into the fucking bar and sit down.
That's fucking
That's
awesome.
crazy.
I mean, sit right there. And we're like, we're just finishing Come On Eyes. They made it to the end of the song by the time they were
really?
there. And so we kick in and we have like, I don't know, 2 more songs. And just, I think it might have been, and Timo walks up. He's kind of like, David Letterman. And he's like,
Right.
hey, I did that shit. And he's like, you got a fucking recording of it? And Alan goes, yeah, dude, come here. He kicks the fucking sound system up and plays the fucking tape up. And Timo ripped his solo. I mean, ripped it. And Dime was like, you could see the amount of, oh my God, dude, that's so kick-ass, because he was so genuine. You just saw it on him.
Yeah.
At that point in time in your life as a young musician, when you have somebody like that makes a connection with something that's going on with you, then you kind of get that. That's when you're like hooked like a fucking largemouth bass. You're not going anywhere. You bit that shit. You're in on it. You're like, for the rest of my life, I will be doing this shit. That's the way it's going to be. Be 80 years old, still like, yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like, God, that is a weird old man. He's so very weird.
What's funny about that to me, though, so 2 things. One, Come On Eyes, the concert earlier that you mentioned, my mom made you come watch.
Yes.
That was one of the songs that I did.
Yes.
I sang, but it was air guitar, but I was trying to sing. But I just loved that back and forth pattern of that song.
Yes.
That was like,
it's like your essential box pattern.
Yes, but the way he he reversed it, like he turned it on his head, and I was like, that's
cool.
fucking cool. Yeah. But the second thing,
Sweet dreams, you bastard.
I remember now. I remember how it started. I can't remember yesterday. I just remember doing what they told me.
I don't remember. I think it was awesome, though. Pretty sure it was really, really super cool, and you guys were going to be like, oh my God, like, I don't even understand how you could even think of something like that. And I was like, I can't either. I can't think of it now.
The craziest shit was at the end of that gig, and it was weird. It was it was snowing. It was snowing. I was driving Tony Brazil back and forth between fucking Arlington and Tyler every night because he had to go. He had to go to a fucking job. God bless him. He had to go to a job. I swear to God, it probably wasn't back then, and he'll probably tell you it's been like $5 an hour, dude. And he's like, I cannot miss work, man. And I mean, it was vitally important, and it truly was. I mean, it was survival. And the manager, just so happens, Pantera's manager was the manager of that bar. Diamond Darrell's longtime girlfriend Rita was that bartender with the purple hair.
Wow.
And those guys came in, and the crazy thing was, going back to the betting house connection, is that just maybe a year prior,
yeah,
Mark and John's brother Troy and Brett's band opened up for them, and they actually had a connection. There was a connection there after that particular show, in which Wizard kicked butt. I mean, they did great. There were some other buddies of ours that opened up first, and they were good. I mean, they were good. It was David Ray and his brother Tony and Dominic and all those guys. Good freaking players.
Yeah.
It was a really, really good night for everybody. And they made a connection at that point in time. And then just a year later, we go to Arlington and show up in their place. It was just kind of, there was some serendipity there for a little while with those guys. That was absolutely synchronicity that kind of put us in there. But like you say, when you get, they offered for us to come and open up for them. They were like, we want to make you our opening band. We want you guys to open up for us everywhere. And I was like, fuck, yeah. And then
Tony's like, I got to go to my job, man.
Dude. Tony was
you're like, what the fuck?
Tony goes, dude. And I mean, at that particular time, at his age, he was married. They were young, and I mean, it's like if he lost that job, life was over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we ended up not doing it. But it was like they were like, "You guys are our opening act," and I was like, but that was just enough of that. And it's one of those kind of moments where you go, okay, hey,
I got to
there-
keep doing this.
Yeah, there might be something to this. I may have some luck because if I can make somebody of that caliber kind of look and go, dude, that was cool, you're already more than halfway there.
Which is awesome because that's when I think of you, and even just my experiences with you, is the thing that I always thought that you did super well, better than a lot of people, is figuring shit out in the moment.
Get down on your knees for me. I'm about to make you believe. Get down on your knees for me. I'm about to make you.
Like whether that's writing, just all of a sudden, I know, fucking, what'd you have, like a fucking week to do this shit with George, I mean, like, all right, fucking write an album. Oh, okay, like in 24 hours. Yes, you can do that, right? Yeah, I can do that.
Absolutely. I got them right now. I got them all.
You just fucking have a way of figuring, even when we write, there's a sense of like, okay, let me just figure out how to make this work. And I kind of equate it to, there's those actors that, I'm going to blank on somebody. You guys can help me, but there's certain actors that no matter what, when they're in the movie still might suck, but they're going to make it a little bit better than it would have been if they were not there.
And that's pretty much the way I figured my whole career is like, dude, you're not really that good, but you make things a little bit better. And I'm like,
That's how it is to be an undiscovered
I am here to make things not a lot, but just a little bit better.